If you're the Tennessee Titans, make a case, Jay, that he should be the number 1 overall pick then.
He helps two rooms in a huge way. He's a lockdown corner, probably the best corner in in college football, and he's got the best receiver in college football. Unbelievable athlete, Justin. Unbelievable athlete. No matter where you put him, he's going to succeed. I think you play him both. I think you feature him more at wide receiver. He can play corner, third down, man to man. Come on, we're going to roll to you. Play cover two. It's not that hard. Receiver, he is a dynamic playmaker at wide receiver. He can catch.
Where does he play at receiver?
He can. I don't give it. Outside, inside.
It doesn't matter. Where do you play him at X?
Maybe. I don't know yet, man. I got to have him in the ability to meet him, see how smart he is, how much he can handle. I mean, obviously he handles a lot. He played both ways and over 100 snaps a game at Colorado, right? And at Jackson State. This guy, all I know is when he gets the ball in his hands, it's touchdown waiting to happen. He has great acceleration, great burst, great hands, great feel for the game. Now, he kind of drifts and kind of doesn't know where he's going half the time. He doesn't set up routes. He's not a great polished receiver yet, but his skill set, his ability to find the ball, track the ball, catch the ball, he's sick, man. He's sick. You got to put him in offense somewhere.
Do you think he could play 100 plays a game?
I don't know about that, man. Longevity, 17 games a year, practicing. I mean, he'd have to take Wednesdays off, but for him, he needs to practice, especially at wide receiver, the splits, the get-offs, the detail for every route. That's what he doesn't have right now. But when he catches a release screen against Kansas, he takes it 70 yards, and there's nobody even – you can't. It's like snails are chasing him. It's unbelievable.
And it looks effortless.
Effortless. Yeah. It's not even look like he's trying.
His ability to track the ball too. I mean, just from when we play with DeAndre Hopkins in Arizona, and his ability to track the ball, and he's going to go get it. He's going to high point it. There's not many guys on planet Earth that just have that innate ability, and he has it. But Colt, if you have a guy like Travis Hunter who you want him to be the bona fide number 1 receiver, and he's going over to the defensive side of the ball, and you're like, hey, I'm trying to get my timing down, is that going to cause some issues amongst the team?
Maybe. I don't know. Tell me somebody else who's done this or who we've even talked about doing this. Not in my time in the NFL, 14 years, I never saw anybody like this.
Deion played a little bit of receiver, I think. Didn't Champ Bailey play a little bit or somebody?
The only thing you all see is like punt returner and plays.
Yeah, I mean, he could be your punt returner. He could be your kick returner.
Didn't Patrick Peterson did some offense a little bit, right? Little reverses every now and then?
Yeah, here and there. I mean, it was all gimmick stuff,
Yeah, I mean, I think from a third down corner, you're playing man, like he can come in and play man, but I would put him at receiver. That's just me. I mean, what's
making the most money right now?
What's more impactful for your team? A corner that's probably could be really, really good. He's going to take some time, or a star receiver. But I don't know where you put him at receiver. You put him at X, you put him at slot, you put him at Z.
He's big enough to play anything.
He's big enough to play X. Okay, great. Then I would play receiver, right? And his ability to do the things that Jay talked about, tracking the ball, balls in the hands, it's like touchdown, written all over it all the time. Like you hold your breath. And for a defensive coordinator to know that's on that side of the field that's ridiculous. He does need some work. Like when Jay says he drifts, he hasn't played enough because he's not even practicing. He's playing both sides. This is all raw talent. He's unbelievable, right? He's a top 3 guy in this draft by far. I think if you coached him up on corner or receiver, either one, I think he could be all pro every year.
Wow. He just has to work on his body language a little bit. He wants the ball all the time, and Shador.
What receiver doesn't?
Somewhere else. You can see him in the corner of the screen going like
AJ Brown. Look at AJ Brown.
Yeah. I mean, my God.
I mean, I've seen more temper tantrums on sidelines from receivers in my life than I have my own kids.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Except Larry Fitz. Larry Fitz is like the anomaly in the receiver world.
Yeah. When you talk about the rest of the receivers in the draft, there's some pretty good ones. I mean, they're not, Hall of Fame type material, but there's some damn good receivers. And this guy, to me, is better than all of them, which says a lot.
Is he the best? He's the best receiver in this draft and the best defensive back. So no matter where you draft him, he's the best.
I think so, yeah. I do. But time will tell.
That's special.
Yeah, but if
it's crazy.
Yeah.
You look back 10 years, right? And you got this guy on your team, and he was a great corner for us, but you didn't play any receiver, and I just can't believe a guy with this skill set won't play receiver. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, here's a good question. Do you think receiver is a more important position than cornerback?
I do, yeah. A touchdown maker is more important to me than a guy that can play cover 2 and a little man-to-man. Now, if I'm playing against
all of our DBs out there are going to be coming after us.
No, it's not that. I think DBs want your team to score too, so they can. But I can roll up to a corner. I can play cover 2, quarter, half. We could change up to cover. We play one hole and have the whole player in a free safety play outside leverage, bump and run, right? And it's not easy, don't get me wrong, but it's very hard to score touchdowns. So I'd rather have the touchdown maker. And I still think he can play corner. Like I said, he can play 20 snaps a game at corner on third down, red zone, whatever it might be.
All right, so he's a consensus top 3 pick. I mean, no matter how this thing shakes out, Travis Hunter is probably the best player available in this draft.
And I actually think the majority of teams will probably play him at corner and just give him a package of plays on offense. I would do the opposite.
Why are you the only one thinking this way?
I think the majority of teams will play him at corner and a handful of plays on offense.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm flip-flopping. I do the opposite. I play
all those teams, all those guys with jobs, they like.
Yeah.
What would your handful of plays on defense be? Situational? Fourth quarter stuff? Third
Does he
down,
catch the ball naturally?
Pull one of your top corners.
Hey, you've been sitting down, getting oxygen after scoring your touchdown. We're just going to wait till the biggest play of the game to put you in there at DB.
So I used to coach in the Arena League, right? It was a hell of a lot easier to coach these guys to play receiver corner than it was corner to receiver. You know, that's all.
Who we have at Washington that
Outside
went from
leverage.
went from receiver.
Press, run with them. Right, get your hands
See ball,
on.
get ball.
Hey, we
He was a two-way player. He was D-line, O-line. He did a little bit of
we
both.
had receiver Quentin Dunbar.
Yeah.
Moved over to corner.
Yeah.
And did pretty good.
He did.
He played probably 7 or 8 years.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
So you're saying it's easier to take a receiver and move to corner than corner to move to receiver?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's fair.
And I would say, too, from the dollar perspective, you don't get as beat up playing wide receiver either. You can make business decisions. You're playing cornerback. You got to come up there and you got to tackle running backs. You got to come up and tackle Saquon Barkley.
I got an example
receiver,
for
you
you.
can go down.
I did a show on this show with Mike Martz. Mike Martz said he would definitely play him at defensive back only. And I told Mike Martz, well, that's because you had Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt. I said, what if Torrey Holt, right, was the number 1 corner coming out of college and was a great receiver? Would you have put him at just the defensive back and eliminated all his production at wide receiver? Knowing what you know now about Torrey Holt, what would you do, Justin?
And Mike Martz is an offensive guy.
What would you do?
He's 100% putting him on offense. I think we're all offensive guys.
There you have it.
So for me right now, I want Travis Hunter on third down, making plays, making guys miss, picking up the next first down. I think with a good defensive line, you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, it masks a lot of things going on back on in the secondary. So I might look and say, hey, we're going to put Travis at receiver, and let's go get Abdul Card, or let's go get one of these guys, Mason Graham, that we're going to talk about later, bolster the pass rush, and that's going to help our secondary.
And I could be wrong. They could get him in training camp, and maybe he's not ready to be a full-time receiver. Maybe he's just going to dominate corner, be a Pro Bowl corner for the next 5-10 years, whatever it might be, and then have a package of plays, a screen and a couple slants or whatever it is. Maybe that is the best fit. But I think if a team gets in the building and honestly puts the effort into training him to be a receiver, I think he can be a special player.
Spice up your sports viewing experience with the Underdog app. Underdog is the best place to play. Pick 'em on all of your favorite sports. Just choose higher or lower on your favorite players' stats, and you can join the millions of fans who have won billions of dollars on Underdog. What are you waiting for? Sign up now using promo code POCKET. That's POCKET, and you can get up to $1,000 in bonus credits. Download the Underdog app or visit UnderdogFantasy.com to get started today.